Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I need you to understand something about your prodigal. This is what we're going to talk about in today's video. I need you to understand that as long as your God ordained prodigal spouse is a prodigal, you are to steer clear from them. If God has placed you and your God ordained prodigal spouse in a divine separation, you have to understand why God stepped in and created this separation. Because your God ordained prodigal spouse is a prodigal, which means they have turned away from the Lord. They are very disobedient. They are choosing pride over, humbling themselves. They are giving the enemy permission to operate through them. And so God steps in, create this divine separation to protect his chosen one, to protect his believing God ordained spouse. He doesn't want you open up the door to the enemy and allowing the enemy to attack you. You know how when your God ordained prodigal spouse, when you're talking to them and they become very critical of you, or they say things like, I don't like you, or I'm not going to marry you, I don't want this marriage. That is the enemy speaking through your prodigal spouse. So I need you to understand, number one, when they are a prodigal, they're not going to always be in their right mind. And I need you to understand too that evil spirits will talk back. They will talk through your God ordained prodigal spouse to harm you, to hurt your heart. The enemy is after your heart. This is why he targets your heart. This is why, your God ordained prodigal spouse say certain things that hurt your heart, because the enemy is trying to target your heart. And he already knows, if I could continue to hurt her heart or his heart, if I could damage it, if I can taint it, any way, that they allowed me to, then I can get them to turn away from their God. I could get them to harden their heart towards God, and begin to think that God is punishing me, and ask God, why you have me going through this? Why you have me standing for this person? And they so evil. This is why the enemy targets your heart. He's trying to turn your heart away from God so that you can now start serving him. So when you understand that my God ordained prodigal spouse, as long as he is a prodigal, we know that they are a prodigal when they are not walking with the Lord, where there's heavy rejection, when they are disobedient, when they steal with the counterfeit, they live in this worldly lifestyle. These are signs to tell you that they are still a prodigal. And even though God, you may see some evidence, right? So your God ordained prodigal spouse may come back and apologize, but that doesn't mean God has completely restored them. That doesn't mean that they are now walking with the Lord. That was just God corrected them right there, right then and there in the moment. Okay. So you have to be able, you got to ask God for discernment. God, increase my discernment when I am speaking and interacting with my God ordained prodigal spouse. Make me aware of when my God ordained prodigal spouse is speaking to me in his right mind, and when that evil spirit is coming upon him. Because we know, and you can get this revelation by reading Samuel, by reading First Samuel, when Saul, just read about Saul, and every time he would interact with David, he was like bipolar. One minute he loved David, next minute he hated him and was trying to kill him. And the times when he was loving David, that was because that evil spirit wasn't upon him. But the times when he was trying to kill David, that's when that evil spirit would come upon him. So you must begin to discern when, when I'm speaking with my prodigal spouse, when they are in their right mind, that evil spirit is nowhere near. And you have to also discern when this evil spirit is speaking and manifesting itself through your God ordained prodigal spouse. Okay. So this is where you want to start praying, asking God, increase my discernment. Help me, give me the spirit of discernment of no, what is it called? Give me discerning of spirit. That's what you want to pray and ask God for, so that you can begin to discern this spirit that is talking through your God ordained prodigal spouse. But you want to close the door. Like I said, you need to understand, when they are a prodigal and you continue to talk to them, when God has told you to get over there, he put you in timeout, he created this divine separation. When you continue to talk to them, you're opening the door to the enemy to attack you. When you continue to listen to them and you listening to them tell you, I don't want this, or they might say, they might start acting like they love the counterfeit. When you listen to that, you are opening the door to the enemy, and you are basically telling the enemy, come on in here and destroy my faith. Come on in here and cause me to feel defeated. So we have to put the full armor of God on. We have to begin to recognize, yes, when I look at you, I see my God ordained spouse. But when I hear you talking, when I see you out with these counterfeits, that lets me know that you are still a prodigal. So I'm going to guard my heart in this process by not talking to you anymore. I'm not going to answer this phone call when you call. Okay. I'm gonna stop checking the social media pages because I understand you're posting things just to, to hurt me. So I'm gonna stop looking. I'm gonna stop partnering with the enemy on how to take me out and cause me to feel defeated and cause me want to give up on what God promised me. So you got to understand, the enemy wants you to give up on your promise. He don't want you to have this promise. So he's gonna attack you from every angle. Whatever door you open to him, he's coming. He's like, okay, thank you. You want to continue to talk to the prodigal? I'm gonna continue to operate through him. So you have to become aware of Satan's schemes, his tricks, and how he attacks you. If you keep, I'm gonna be very honest. Because God had told me, get out of the kitchen. And then God said, why you keep allowing, the enemy to smack you around like this? He was so blunt with me. And when God, and I appreciate that, how God was talking to me, because that's the very thing that caught my attention and gave me this insight, you know. And so I had to sit down and write out, okay, what are the things that I'm doing when I do these things? It causes me to feel hurt. I feel rejected. It causes pain to come upon me, because now that I'm making myself aware of, when I do these things, I know not to do it again. If I'm checking the social media pages and I see my God ordained spouse off with the counterfeit, and it hurts my heart, that tells me don't do it again. Don't check it. Don't check it. So this is where I gotta practice self-discipline and self-control, right? If when I'm talking to my God ordained spouse and he's being very critical of me, that tells me stop talking to him. I don't care if he called me every day. Nah. Until God restores you and correct you and teach you how to talk to me, the door is closed to this communication with you, right? So I'm not going to partner with the enemy on how to take me out of here. I'm not going to open the door to the enemy so that you can continue to hurt my heart. You have to get this bold with the enemy, okay? And with your spouse, and close the door to them. Okay. So I need you to understand, as long as they are a prodigal, they have the door open to the enemy. And so the enemy he's gonna use them in negative ways to hurt you. Okay. So this is why you have to close the door. This is why God stepped in and created this divine separation, because he's protecting you from the enemy. But if we are going to be disobedient, God is like, all right, I'm gonna let you keep on getting your hand burned until you take your hands off. Right. So just get some understanding to what I'm saying. Stop talking to him. If you gotta block them, block them. You know, practice self-control, self-discipline. Stop checking that social media pages. You will know when it's time, okay, to take them off the block list. God will tell you. You will know. You will feel it in your spirit. God would give you a dream, telling you, okay, go ahead, open up communication, get ready. He might, however way he speaks to you, but you need to understand, as long as your God ordained spouse is a prodigal, he has the door open to the enemy, and the enemy he's going to use it. He's going to use every door that's open to come for you, because you are the believing spouse, and the enemy is trying to recruit you to his team. So you have a responsibility to protect your heart. You have a responsibility to protect your heart from the enemy. Your prodigal is the enemy. Protect yourself from your prodigal. Close the door. Stop answering the call. Stop checking. If they pop up, don't answer the door. You got to show the enemy, I'm serious and I'm not about to open the door and allow you to come in here and attack me. Okay. So I hope this was clear. My goal was to bring some understanding to this process. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your thoughts after you listen to this video. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.